The league is on the air. It's Monday, May 20th, 1946. As the calendar turns to the final week of May 1946, the league, a tapestry of ballparks, personalities, and pennant dreams, has already begun to carve out its spring storylines. As we close the book on Week 5, here's where we stand. In the American League, the Detroit Tigers have found their stride and then some. With a league-best 21 wins, they're led by the sizzling bat of Stan Spence, whose .430 average recalls memories of Cobb and Heilman, and the pinpoint pitching of Fritz Ostermuller, still unbeaten, with an ERA barely above 1.5. Detroit isn't just winning, they're imposing their will in the field and at the plate. But the Yankees are lurking. 2 games back, with Hank Greenberg still sending balls into the night, and a knack for coming out ahead in one-run games, a trait that makes champions come September. And don't overlook the White Sox, winners of 4 straight. Powered by the all-everything brilliance of Stan Musial, they're turning heads and climbing the ladder fast. The Browns, Athletics, and Senators are all within striking distance, each with their own blend of promise and concern. But in Cleveland and Boston, hope is on hold. The Guardians are reeling, and the Red Sox struggling to find their footing. Across the National League, it's the Cubs who've grabbed the headlines, posting 20 wins of their own, behind the patient eye and thunderous bat of Ted Williams. Chicago's pitching has been quietly sensational, keeping them a step ahead of the Giants, Pirates, and the surging Dodgers club that's rattled off 5 straight. Still, parity is the name of the game in the senior circuit. 5 teams separated by less than 3 games, and with every weekend series threatening to turn the standings upside down. The Cardinals are hot. The Giants are not. In Pittsburgh, Johnny Riverstek is lacing doubles into the gap, while Whitey Kurowski and Pee Wee Reese trade places atop the hitting charts. And don't sleep on the arms. Elmer Kinder's ERA is microscopic. Eddie Lopat's efficiency could be measured with a watchmaker's precision. And Johnny Smith's 7 victories have Pirates fans thinking about October. But for all the numbers and narratives, the beauty of the new league lies in its unpredictability. While the stars are shining, Musial, Williams, Greenberg, the supporting cast is every bit as compelling. Every city, every dugout holds the promise of a new hero each day. The experiment is working, so far. So as Week 6 dawns, the pennant chasers are wide open, the crowds are back, the ball is lively, and the echoes of the past mingle with the bright promise of summer. Baseball, as always, reminds us that anything can happen. And for now, everything still can. Let's take a look at the weekly power rankings. The number 1 team in baseball are the Detroit Tigers, rising fast. The number 2 team, the Chicago Cubs, holding steady. The number 3 team, the New York Yankees, also holding steady. The Brooklyn Dodgers are number 4, they're on the rise. The St. Louis Cardinals are number 5, they've fallen a bit. White Sox are number 6, they're on the rise. The Pirates are slipping, they're number 7. The Giants, they're falling, they're number 8. And the Browns are also slipping, they're number 9. Let's take a look at last week's games. Starting with Monday the 13th, we see the Tigers take the Chicago 9-2. In the National League, The Giants winners over Boston. Tuesday, the 14th. Tigers continue on their winning ways. In the National League, the Giants defeating the Reds. Philadelphia defeating the Cubs. The 15th. Again, the Tigers winning over the Senators. White Sox defeating the Red Sox. In the National League, Cubs over the Phillies. The Giants defeating the Reds. Thursday, Detroit falls to the A's. White Sox falls to the Yankees. In the National League, Cubs winners over the Giants. That's a big series. Brooklyn defeating Pittsburgh. Friday the 17th. Detroit over the A's. White Sox defeating the Yankees. In the NL, Chicago over the Giants again. Phillies win and Brooklyn continues. Saturday, Tigers losing to the A's. They lost that series. White Sox shut out the Yankees. In the National League, Cubs over the Giants again. I think they swept them. Dodgers continue their winning ways. Phillies big over the Reds. Then it's Showcase Sunday. In the American League, the Tigers big over the Red Sox in Game 1 and sweep the doubleheader, winning the nightcap 4-3. The White Sox scored 20 runs against the Senators, 10-6 in the early game and 10-4 in the nightcap. The Yankees sweep the Guardians 7-1 and 2-1. In the National League, the Cubs split with the Braves 5-3 and losing the nightcap 11-5. The Giants swept by Pittsburgh 6-5 in the early game and 6-2 in the nightcap. Brooklyn did not play a doubleheader, but they won their contest against the Reds 8-3. The Cards swept the Phillies 4-1 and 7-6. That brings us to today. Week 6, and we will sim through Saturday and showcase Sunday. Here are some of the standout teams in the league. Runs scored, the White Sox lead. Also, they lead in batting average. Home runs, the Yankees are number 1. Stolen bases, the St. Louis Cardinals. On base percentage, the White Sox lead. They also lead in slugging percentage and OPS. As for pitching, the Cubs have the lowest runs against. Defensive efficiency, the New York Giants lead. Starter ERA, the Cardinals. Bullpen ERA, the New York Giants. Fielding and pitching, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Strikeouts, the Philadelphia Athletics lead. Quality start, the Pittsburgh Pirates lead that category. Individual leaders, Stan Spence leads in batting average. Ellis Kinder of the St. Louis Cardinals leads in earned run average. Herman Bess of the St. Louis Cardinals leads in saves, tied with Johnny Gee of the Tigers. The stolen base leader, Tommy Holmes of the Washington Senators, tied with Goody Rosen of the New York Giants. Let's see where we stand. In the American League, the WAR leader is Stan Musial of the Chicago White Sox, followed by Tommy Holmes of the Washington Senators and Stan Spence of the Detroit Tigers. Pitcher WAR, Hal Newhouser of the Cleveland Guardians, Virgil Trucks of the New York Yankees, and Tex Houston of the Philadelphia Athletics. In the National League, the batter WAR leader is Pee Wee Reese of the Philadelphia Phillies, followed by Whitey Kurowski of the Cincinnati Reds and Carl Furillo of the Chicago Cubs. Pitcher WAR leaders Eddie Lopez of the New York Giants, Max Lanier of the Brooklyn Dodgers, and Yul Blackwell of the Philadelphia Phillies. In the American League, the Detroit Tigers lead the New York Yankees by 2 games and the White Sox by 4. They have a run differential of plus 47. And that's the best in baseball. They have won 6 of 10 and 2 in a row. Second in run differential are the Chicago White Sox, who are 16 and 15, 4 games behind. They've won 7 of 10 and 4 in a row. In the National League, the Chicago Cubs lead the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Pirates by 2 games. The Brooklyn Dodgers by 2.5. The Cubs have won 7 of 10 and have lost 1 in a row. The run differential for the Cubs is plus 21, but the National League leaders in run differential is the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 19 and 15, 2 games back. They've lost 6 of 10, but they won their last 2. The Giants have lost 5 straight and 6 of 10. The Dodgers have won 5 in a row, and they're plus 24 in run differential. Now it's time to sim through Saturday. Now we will sim each day, beginning with Monday, May 20th. Here are the results. Tuesday, May 21st. Wednesday, May 22nd. Thursday, May 23rd. Friday, May 24th. And Saturday, May 25th. Okay, it's Sunday, May 26th. The Tigers and Yankees are tied for first place in the American League, with the White Sox trailing by a game. The Browns are now 3.5 back. The Sox have won 9 straight. In the National League, the Cubs still lead the Giants by a game. The Cardinals and Dodgers by 2 games. All right. So as of Sunday, May 26th, the Tigers are in first place, tied with the Yankees. Their run differential is plus 50. They've lost 3 straight, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. The Yanks have won 7 of their last 10, 2 in a row. Their run diff is only plus 9, and their Pythagorean difference is plus 3. So they're winning more than they should, according to the Pythagorean formula. The White Sox are a game back. They're plus 23 run diff. They have won 9 straight. The Browns, 5-5, 3.5 back. Their run diff is plus 6. In the National League, the Cubs, plus 19. They've won 6 of 10, 2 in a row. They lead the Giants by a game. Giants are plus 24 run differential. They've lost 7 of 10. But they're holding on. The Cardinals have won 2 in a row, but they're 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Dodgers have lost 2 in a row. They've won 7 of 10. They still trail by 2 games, virtually tied with the Cardinals. And now we showcase Sunday. Let's take a look at today's contest, Sunday, May 26th. The Reds are hosting the Cardinals for a doubleheader. Game 1, it'll be Moncrief for the Reds, Rigney for the Cardinals. The White Sox are hosting the Tigers for a twin bill. Game 1, it'll be Feldman for the Sox and Ferris for the Tigers. The White Sox are 21-15. The Tigers are 23-15. The Giants are hosting the Braves. It'll be 7-1 Eddie Lopat for the Giants versus 1-4 Ray Branca for the Braves. And that's game 1 of a twin bill. The Senators, also in a doubleheader, with the hosting the Philadelphia Athletics. Game 1, Rafflesberger, who's 1-6, 3.91 ERA for the Senators, versus for the Athletics, Breachin, who's 3-4, 5.83. The Browns host the Guardians for 2. Game 1, it'll be Passau for the Browns, 6-2, 2.82 ERA. Versus for the Guardians, Newhouser, 4-5 with a 2.50 ERA. The Pirates also hosting the Cubs for 2. It'll be 7-3 Schmitz with a 2.13 ERA for the Pirates versus the 0-1 Ruffling with a 7 ERA for the Cubs. Cubs are 22-15. The Pirates are 19-20. The Red Sox and Yankees are playing 2. Game 1 for the Sox, it'll be Bonham, 2-3 with a 4.97 ERA. For the Yanks, it'll be Virgil Trucks. He's 5-1 with a 2.16 ERA. The Yankees are 23-15. The Red Sox are 15-23. The Phillies are hosting the Dodgers, and it's a single game. They're not playing a doubleheader. For the Phils, it'll be Blackwell. He's 4-4 with a 3.27 ERA. For the Dodgers, it'll be Scarborough, 1-3, 5.28. The Game 2 contest, Pirates hosting the Cubs. It's Dixon for the Pirates, Embry for the Cubs, both with 2 ERAs. Red Sox hosting the Yankees, Game 2. Schumacher for the Sox, Hafner for the Yanks. White Sox hosting the Tigers, Papish for the Sox, White Sox. Hatton for the Tigers. Hatton's 4-0 for the Tigers. That might be a pretty good one. Against Papish, who's 1-2 for the Sox. Browns and Guardians. Kozlo for the Browns. Higby for the Guardians, 1-2. Kozlo's 2-5. Senators Athletics hosting the Athletics. Kramer for the Senators, 2-4. For the Athletics, Masterson, he's also 2-4. Reds hosting the Cardinals. For the Cards, it'll be Barnett. For the Reds, it'll be Barnett, 1-3. For the Cards, it'll be Fannin. He's 4-0 with a 0.94 ERA. And finally, it's the Giants hosting the Braves. Martin for the Giants. Coleman for the Braves. Martin's 4-4. Coleman's 1-2. And now we're going to get to the showcase game. And now it's time for the first of our featured games. From Comiskey Park, the Chicago White Sox host the Detroit Tigers. Here's the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. The leadoff hitter, Luke Appling at short. Bill Sawkill at the catcher. He's hot. Stan Spence in center. He's hot. The cleanup hitter, Eddie Robinson at first. Connie Ryan at second. Tommy Henrik at right. Chet Lobbs in left. Dave Ferris, the pitcher, the starting pitcher. And batting ninth, Hank Majewski at third base. The starter is Dave Ferris. In 8 games, his record is 2-3 with a 2.77 ERA, a 1.18 WHIP. He's 24 years old. And the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Leadoff hitter Dom DiMaggio in center. George Kell at third. Stan Musial at first base. He's hot. The cleanup hitter, Willard Marshall in left. Bill Nicholson in right. He's hot. Andy Semenic, the catcher. Lonnie Fry at second. Jimmy Brown at short. And the starter, Harry Feldman. He's cold. His record in 6 games, he's 2-4. With a 6.38 ERA and a 1.61 WHIP. He's 26 years old. "17,000 fans in the stands, clear skies, 71 degrees, wind blowing out to left at 10 miles per hour. The White Sox are in 3rd place in the American League with a record of 21-15. Their home record is 12-7. The Tigers are in 1st place in the American League with a record of 23-15. Their road record is 11-9. Let's play ball. Welcome, baseball fans. Today, the White Sox will battle the Tigers. Detroit sprouts a record of 23-15, good enough for 1st place in the American League. The 3rd place Sox are 21-15. Chicago enters on a roll, having won 9 straight. Chicago leads the season series 5-2. Sunny day on tap. 70s. Wind blowing out. First pitch is coming up. Harry Feldman is the starting pitcher for Chicago. He's got a 1.61 whip, 16 Ks, and 42 in the third innings pitched. Luke Appling measures up the pitcher as he steps to the plate. So far, he's hitting .333. He is fourth in stolen bases with 3. The first pitch, ground ball to short. He picks it up, fires the first in time, and we're underway. The defense for the Chicago White Sox. In left field, Willard Marshall. Dom DiMaggio in center. And Bill Nicholson over in right. George Kell at third base. Jimmy Brown at short. Lonnie Fry at second. Stan the Man Musial at first base. The battery, Andy Seminick behind the plate. And on the mound, right-hander Harry Feldman. Tigers at bat in the top of the first inning, 1 out. We will advance until there's a runner in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the first. There's no score. The defense for the Detroit Tigers. In left field, Chet Lobbs. Stan Spence in center. And Tommy Henrich over in right. Hank Majeski at third base. Luke Appling at short. Connie Ryan at second base. And Eddie Robinson at first. The battery, Bill Saukel behind the plate. And right-hander Dave Ferris on the mound. The White Sox are at bat. We'll advance until there's a runner in scoring position. We advance to the top of the second inning. There's no score. Tigers at bat, advancing. Bottom of the second inning. Top of the third inning. Top of the third inning, Tigers at bat. Luke Appling at second base with 2 out. The batter, left-hand hitter Stan Spence. The number 3 hitter is red hot. He's hitting .414 on the season with 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. The left-handed Spence facing the right-hander Feldman in his third inning of work. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air. The right field is carrying. The right fielder is near the warning track, but he'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs on a hit, 1 left. Still no score. Bottom of the third inning, no score. White Sox at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. 2 out. The White Sox have Dom DiMaggio at second base and George Kell at first. The batter, left-hand hitting Stan Musial. The number 3 hitter is hot. He is hitting .396 on the year, 5 home runs, 29 runs batted in. The right-hander Ferris facing the lefty Musial. The pitch. That's it on the ground to third. He bobbles it, and it'll be an error on the third baseman. The bases are now loaded with 2 out. Hank Majeski, third baseman for the Detroit Tigers, is charged with the error. Bottom of the third inning, no score. DiMaggio at third, Kell at second, Musial at first, with the batter, left-hand hitting Willard Marshall stepping in. Facing the righty Ferris. Here's the 2-out pitch. That's in the air to right field. He runs in on it and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Inning over. The Chicago rally is thwarted. Through 3, there's no score. Top of the 4th inning. The Tigers at bat, advancing. Bottom of the fourth inning, White Sox at bat, advancing. Top of the fifth. Top of the fifth inning, Tigers at bat. Hank Majeski on second base with one out. The batter, right-hand hitting Luke Appling. He's the leadoff man. The shortstop is hitting .336 on the season. He has 7 runs batted in, no homers. He's 1 for 2 today. Righty versus righty. Here's a delivery from Feldman. That's hit in the air to center. He moves toward left, and he'll make the catch. 2 away. Majeski at second. Still no score. Top of the fifth inning. The batter, left-hand hitting Bill Saukel. The number 2 hitter is hot. He's hitting .339 on the season. 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch, righty versus lefty. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left on. Bottom of the fifth inning, still no score. Tigers and White Sox here at Comiskey Park. The White Sox batting in the home half of the fifth inning, advancing. Top of the sixth. Top of the sixth inning, Tigers at bat. Nobody out. Stan Spence at second base. Eddie Robinson at first, the batter. Connie Ryan, the right-hand hitter. He's the number 5 hitter. The second baseman is hitting .213 on the year, 2 home runs, 18 runs batted in. He's 0 for 2 today. Right-hand pitcher Feldman in his 6th inning of work, facing the righty Ryan. The pitch. He lays one down, third baseline. Third baseman picks it up, fires across the diamond in time. The sacrifice is successful. Spence to third base, Robinson to second. 1 away. The left-hand hitter, Tommy Heinrich, will step in, facing the righty Feldman. Still no score, top of the 6th inning. Tigers versus the White Sox, battling for the top of the American League. Here's the pitch. That's in the air on the infield. The shortstop will range toward right and make his catch for the second out. Lobbs will step in. He's the number 7 hitter. The left fielder is hitting .259 with 9 home runs and 27 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch. Pitch out. Intentional walk with first base open. And now the bases are loaded with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. So the Tigers have the bases jammed, and the left-hand hitter, Dave Ferris, will step in. He's the starting pitcher. He's 0 for 2 today. On the season, he's hitting .190, 4 hits and 21 at-bats. He's got a run batted in. Nowhere to put him. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Here's the pitch, righty versus lefty. That's in the air on the infield. The second baseman running on the infield grass. He'll catch the pop-up to retire the side. Detroit gets nothing despite loading the bases. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, still no score. The Tigers have no runs on 4 hits, an error. The White Sox have no runs on 5 hits and no errors. Home half of the 6th inning, left-hand hitter Stan Musial will lead it off. We will advance until there's a runner in scoring position. Bottom of the 6th, 2 out. Bill Nicholson at second base, the batter. Right-hand hitting Andy Semitic for the White Sox. He's the number 6 hitter. The catcher's hitting .246 on the year. 3 homers, 13 runs batted in. He's 1 for 2 today. Right-hand pitching Ferris in his 6th inning of work, facing the righty Semitic. The delivery. And he's hit by the pitch, and he'll take his base. 2 on, 2 out for the White Sox here in the home half of the 6th. No score. The batter is left-hand hitting Lonnie Fry, facing the righty Ferris. 2 out. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to right field. He's there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. The White Sox get nothing and strand 2. There's still no score. We've played 6, no score. The Detroit Tigers will step in to bat. Will advance until there's a runner in scoring position. We advance to the bottom of the 7th inning. In the bottom of the 7th, the White Sox, with 1 out, have Jimmy Brown at second base, with the leadoff man Dom DiMaggio stepping in. He's 2 for 3 today, hitting .318 on the season, 2 homers, 12 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch from Ferris. That's it in the air to left field, and it'll get down for a base hit. The man on second had to make sure it wasn't caught, so he'll stop at third. Jimmy Brown. So the White Sox have runners on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Still no score. The batter, right-hand hitting George Kell. The number 2 hitter is hitting .268 on the season. He's 1 for 3 today. Righty versus righty. Here's the delivery from Ferris. That's in the air, and that's a base hit to center field. 1 run is in, and the White Sox are on the board. Jimmy Brown scores. DiMaggio to second base. Kell brings home 1 with a single. White Sox lead 1-0. Bottom of the 7th inning. The batter, left-hand hitting Stan Musial. The number 3 hitter is hot. He's the first baseman, hitting .390 on the year, 5 homers, 29 runs batted in. He's 0 for 3 today. Righty versus lefty, the pitch. That's hit in the air to the third baseman. The line drive is caught, and he'll throw to second and double him off. That ends the inning. The 7th inning is over. The Tigers allow 1 run on 3 hits and trail Chicago 1-0. Top of the 8th inning. Detroit batting, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. With 2 out, the Tigers have Stan Spence at second base and Tommy Henrich at first. The batter, right-hand hitting Chet Lobbs. The number 7 hitter is the left fielder, hitting .259, 0 for 1 today. Here's the 2-out pitch from righty Feldman. That's on the ground up the middle, base hit. The man rounding third, he's hit it home. There's a throw home, and the throw is in time but not caught. And the run will score. They charge the center fielder with an error. So Spence scores. Henrich advances to third. Chet Lobbs to second base. The run-scoring single by Chet Lobbs ties the game. It's now 1-1. Dom DiMaggio, the White Sox center fielder, is charged with the error. So now, top of the 8th inning, score tied, 2 out. Henrich at third, Lobbs at second base. The batter, left-hand hitting Dave Ferris, the pitcher. He's 0 for 3 today. Right-hand pitcher Feldman in his 8th inning of work, facing the lefty Ferris, his opposite number. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground, the first. He leans down, and it's a seeing eye single on the right side. The throw home, and 2 runs will score. It's a 2-run single for Dave Ferris, and Detroit now leads 3-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. They get it done with 2 outs. The batter now right-hand hitting Hank Majeski, the third baseman, the number 9 hitter. He's 1 for 3 today, hitting .264 on the season. Here's the at-bat. That's hit in the air to left field, and that's a base hit. The runner on second will stop there. Dave Ferris. And Majeski is on with a single. Luke Appling will step in, the right-hand hitter. He's the leadoff man. He's 2 for 4 today. Here's the pitch from the righty, Feldman. That misses, ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 2 out. Left-hand hitter Bill Salkeld will step in. He's 1 for 3 today. 2 out, Tigers lead by 2. Here's the pitch from Feldman to the left-hand hitter. That's hit in the air up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. A man is rounding third and hit it home. And there's a late throw by the center fielder to the cutoff man. It's now 5-1 Detroit as they have opened up the lead. Runners on the corners, 2 out. New pitcher for the Chicago White Sox. It'll be Randy Heflin on the mound. Heflin is 2-1 on the season with 25 1/3 innings pitched, 28 hits allowed, 5 earned runs. He's walked 17 batters and struck out 10. His ERA is 1.78. The Tigers have a 4-run lead in the top of the 8th inning. Will advance the half inning and see how much damage is done. The Tigers score 7 runs in the top of the 8th and lead the White Sox 7-1. Bottom of the 8th inning, White Sox at bat. We advance until there's a runner in scoring position. We advance to the top of the 9th inning. Score still Detroit 7, White Sox 1. We'll advance past the top of the 9th and see if the Tigers add to their lead. The Tigers add 2 more runs and now lead 9-1 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. The White Sox at bat, bottom of the 9th, trailing by 8 runs. We advance until there's a runner in scoring position or the game will be over. Bottom of the 9th, the White Sox with 2 out have Lou Stringer at second base and Dick Whitman at first. The batter, right-hand hitting George Kell. He's the number 2 hitter. The third baseman is 2 for 4 today with a run batted in. Here's the pitch. It's hit in the air, and the second baseman has it, and that's the ball game. The line drive is caught by the shortstop, and the game is over. The White Sox go down hard, falling 9-1 to the Tigers. What looked like a pitcher's duel turned into a rout. Tigers topple White Sox with late rally. Detroit starter Dave Ferris kept the Chicago hitters in check, helping his team cruise to a 9-1 win. Ferris picked up the win for Detroit, going 8 innings. He gave up 1 run on 9 hits. He now sports a record of 3-3. Detroit is now 24-15, while Chicago is 21-16. The game was all tied up in the top of the 8th when Ferris delivered big time for Detroit, stroking a dramatic 2-run single off Harry Feldman. The game-changing hit put the Tigers on top 3-1. They just got us, said Chicago manager Jimmy Dykes, and that's all I can say. Dom DiMaggio had 3 hits on the game, going 3 for 4. His average is .322, 2 homers, 12 runs batted in. George Kell had 2 hits for the White Sox. His average is .271. Stan Musial went 0 for 4 today. For the Tigers, 4 batters had 2 hits: Appling, Sauk Hill, who also had a run scored and 2 runs batted in. Stan Spence remains hot, now hitting .420, had 2 hits and a run scored. Eddie Robinson with 2 hits and 2 RBI. And Hank Majeski in the number 9 hole, 3 hits and 5 at-bats, a run scored and 2 runs batted in. He now has 1 home run and 17 runs batted in. Player of the game is Detroit starter Dave Ferris. He gets the win. He's now 3-3, 8 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 1 run, it was earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, no homers. He threw 130 pitches. His ERA is 2.59. The losing pitcher for Chicago, Harry Feldman. He's now 2-5, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 7 runs, all earned, 6 walks, and he struck out 4. No homers. He threw 145 pitches. His ERA is 6.66. The final score, the Chicago White Sox blown out at home by the Tigers 9-1. Now for our next featured game, the National League game. From Forbes Field, the Pittsburgh Pirates hosts the Chicago Cubs. And now the starting lineup for the Chicago Cubs. Leadoff hitter, shortstop, Johnny Pesky. Buddy Blattner at second. Ted Williams in left. Cleanup hitter, Carl Furillo in center. Ray Sanders at first. Peanuts Lowry at third. Wally Moses in right. Les Moss, the catcher. And the starting pitcher, Red Ruffing. In 3 games, he is 0-1 with a 7.42 ERA and a 1.80 whip. He is 41 years old. And the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Leadoff hitter, Johnny Wawrczyk in center. Bob Elliott in right. Walker Cooper, the catcher. Cleanup hitter, Johnny Mize at first. Vern Stevens at short. Jerry Pretty, second base. Buster Adams in left. Skippy Roberge at third. And the starter, Johnny Smits. He's hot. In 10 games, Johnny is 7-3 with a 2.13 ERA. His whip is 1.25. He is 25 years old. "15,000 fans in the stands, partly cloudy, 63 degrees, wind blowing in from left at 10 miles per hour. The Pirates are in 5th place in the National League with a record of 19-20. They are 10-10 at home. The Cubs lead the National League with a record of 22-15. They are 11-9 on the road. Let's play ball. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Today, Pittsburgh will host Chicago. Chicago is 22-15 and first place in the National League. Pittsburgh enters the game 19-20. That puts them fifth. The Pirates have a 5-game losing streak. Chicago has won 4 of 7 games from Pittsburgh this season. A delightfully cool day, wind blowing in from left at 10 miles per hour. Let's get started. Taking the hill for the Pirates, Johnny Smits. He comes into the game with a record of 7-3 and an ERA of 2.13. Smits is first in wins in the National League with 7, fifth in strikeouts, and third in innings pitched. The umpire dusts off home plate, steps back, adjusts his mask, and hollers, "Play ball." Johnny Pesky stands in, a .349 hitter. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball to second. He'll throw it to first in time for the out, and we're underway. Top of the first inning, Cubs at bat, advancing until a runner is in scoring position. Bottom of the first inning, Pirates at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. A run has scored without a runner in scoring position. Bob Elliott received a base on balls, followed by Walker Cooper's triple, scoring him. So the Pirates are on the board 1-0. Cooper at third with 1 out. The batter, left-hand hitter Johnny Mize. He's the cleanup hitter. He's hot, hitting .324 on the season, 6 homers, 25 runs batted in. The pitch from right-hander Red Ruffing to the lefty Mize. That's in the air to center field. He's running in on it, and he'll make the catch. Throws in quickly, but there's no one at the plate to make the reception. So the run scores, and the Pirates lead 2-0. 2 out, Pirates leading 2-0. The batter is right-hand hitter Vern Stevens. Base is empty, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. Advancing to the top of the second inning, the Pirates lead 2-0. Here's the defense for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Left field, Buster Adams. Center field, Johnny Ryrostek. Right field, Bob Elliott. Third base, Skippy Roberge. Shortstop, Vern Stevens. Jerry Pretty, second base. First base, Johnny Mize. The battery, behind the plate, Walker Cooper. And on the mound, left-hander Johnny Smits. Cubs batting in the top of the second inning, advancing. We advance to the bottom of the second inning. Here's the defense for the Chicago Cubs. Left field, Ted Williams. Center field, Carl Furillo. Right field, Wally Moses. Third base, Peanuts Lowry. Shortstop, Johnny Pesky. Buddy Blattner, second base. Ray Sanders, first base. The battery, Les Moss behind the plate. And the starter, right-hand pitcher, Red Ruffing. Pirates at bat, bottom of the second inning, with a 2-run lead, advancing. Advancing to the top of the third inning, Pirates still leading 2-0. Cubs at bat, advancing. Top of the third inning, 2 out. Cubs have runners at second and first. Pesky at second, Blattner at first, the batter. Left-hand hitter Ted Williams. He's the number 3 hitter. The left fielder is hitting .285 with 5 home runs and 28 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 today. Lefty versus lefty. The delivery from Smits. That misses, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches, and that loads the bases with 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Cubs versus Pirates at Forbes Field. Pirates lead 2-0. The batter, right-hand hitter, Carl Furillo. He's the cleanup hitter, hitting .258 on the season, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. The lefty Schmitz now ready. That's on the ground toward the second baseman. He picks it up, throws the first in time for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left on base. Pirates lead the Cubs 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Pirates at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. Bottom of the 3rd, Pirates have 2 out and a man on second, Johnny Mize. The batter, right-hand hitter, Vern Stevens. He's the number 5 hitter. The shortstop's hitting .263, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1. Here's the 2-out pitch from right-hander Ruffing. That's on the ground up the middle, base hit. Man on third base is hit it home. There's a throw home, and the play at the plate. He's safe. And the Pirates add to their lead. They now lead 4-0. Seems I've missed a run. Okay, Bob Elliott had a single, so he was not in scoring position. Cooper flew out, and Mize doubled him home. I missed that. Okay, so Bob Elliott scored on the Johnny Mize double to make it 3-0, and now Vern Stevens' single makes it 4-0 Pirates. The Pirates have 4 runs on 5 hits. The Cubs, no runs on no hits. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Vern Stevens at first base, 2 out, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. We advance to the top of the 4th inning. The Pirates lead 4-0. Cubs batting, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. Top of the 4th inning, 2 out. The Cubs have Peanuts Lowry at second base and Les Moss at first. The batter, right-hand hitter Red Ruffing, the pitcher. He's 0 for 1 today, 1 for 7 on the season. The 2-out pitch from lefty Schmitz to the righty. That misses, ball 4. The bases are loaded with 2 out. Johnny Pesky comes to the plate. He's the leadoff hitter. He's hot, hitting .345. He's 0 for 2 today. Left-hand pitcher versus the left-hand hitter Pesky. Here's the 2-out pitch. That's on the ground to first base and is by him into right field for a hit. 1 run is in. A second man is hit it home. There's a throw home, and it's not in time. 2 runs score. Pesky delivers a 2 RBI single, and the Cubs cut the lead in half. It's now 4-2. Top of the 4th inning. Cubs trailing the Pirates by 2 runs. 2 out. Ruffing at second, Pesky at first. The batter, Buddy Blattner, the right-hand hitter. He's the number 2 hitter, the second baseman, hitting .221 on the year. No homers, 17 runs batted in. 0 for 1 today. Left-hand pitcher Schmitz now ready. That's hit in the air to the shortstop. He catches the line drive to retire the side. The Cubs get 2 runs and draw closer. It's now 4-2 Pirates. Bottom of the 4th inning. The Pirates at bat, leading by 2 runs, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. 2 outs. The Pirates have Skippy Roberge at second base. The batter, left-hand hitter Johnny Ryristek, the leadoff man. He's cold lately, hitting 308 on the year, 0 for 2 today. Right-hand pitcher Ruffing ready to pitch. The delivery. That misses, ball 4. The full count pitch misses. 2 on, 2 out. The batter, right-hand hitter Bob Elliott. He's the number 2 hitter. The right fielder is hitting 280, 1 homer, 11 runs batted in. He's 1 for 1 today. Righty versus righty. The pitch. That's it in the air to right field. He's there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 2 base runners in the inning, but the Pirates get nothing. They still have a 4-2 lead. Top of the 5th inning here at Forbes Field. The Pirates lead the Cubs 4-2. The Cubs batting in the top half of the inning. Left-hand pitcher Smits ready. Advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. To the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th inning, Pirates at bat. Johnny Mize at second base, Jerry Pretty at first with 2 out. The batter, Buster Adams, the right-hand hitter. He's the number 7 hitter. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. That's in the air on the infield. The second baseman toward the foul line, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. The Pirates get 2 base runners, but none scores. They're still leading 4-2. Top of the 6th inning, Cubs at bat, advancing. To the bottom of the 6th inning, Pirates at bat, advancing. Top of the 7th. Top of the 7th inning, Cubs at bat. Johnny Pesky at second base with 1 out. The batter, right-hand hitter Buddy Blattner. The number 2 hitter is hitting .219 on the year. No homer, 17 runs batted in. He's 0 for 2 today. Left-hand pitcher Smits in his 7th inning of work delivers. That's it in the air to right field. He's running toward the foul line, and he'll make the catch. 2 away. The left-hand hitter Ted Williams will step in. He's 0 for 2 today, hitting .282 on the year. 5 homers, 28 runs batted in. Left-hand pitcher Smits versus the lefty Williams. He gets that in the air to left field. It's carrying, but the left fielder will make the catch for the last out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left on. The score is still 4-2 Pirates over the Cubs. Bottom of the 7th inning, Pirates at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. 1 out, Walker Cooper at third base. The batter, left-hand hitter Johnny Mize, the cleanup hitter. He's hot of late, hitting .333 on the year. 6 homers, 27 runs batted in. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 runs batted in. Here's the pitch from right-hander Ruffing. That's hit sharply to left field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. A run will score. He's headed for second base, sliding in safely with a double. Walker Cooper scores, and the Pirates add a run to their lead. They now lead 5-2. RBI double for Johnny Mize for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Right-hand hitter Vern Stevens will step in, the number 5 hitter. He's 1 for 3 today with a run batted in. Here's the pitch from Ruffing. That's in the air, past over a leaping second baseman into center field. The throw home on the runner attempting to score is Aaron. The catcher cannot handle it. They charge the center fielder with an error. Johnny Mize scores. Stevens the second. Stevens with a run-scoring single, and the Pirates extend their lead to 6-2. The Cubs will make a pitching change. The right-hander Orville Grove will take the hill for the Cubs. Grove has no record. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 earned runs. He's walked 2 batters and struck out 7. His earned run average is 5.14. The Pirates have a 4-run lead, so we'll advance the half inning and see how much damage is done. Through 7 innings, the Pirates lead 7-2. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Advancing now to the 8th inning, the Cubs at bat, trailing by 5. Advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. Advancing to the bottom of the 8th, Pirates leading by 5. We advance the half inning to see if they increase their lead. They do not. Top of the 9th inning, Cubs at bat, trailing by 5. New pitcher for the Pirates. The right-hander, Rube Melton, will take the hill. Melton has no record. He's pitched 10 1/3 innings, 11 hits allowed. He's got 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out 1. His ERA is 0.87. Advancing until there's a runner in scoring position for the Cubs, or the game will be over. And that's the ball game. Final score: Pittsburgh Pirates 7, Chicago Cubs 2. Pittsburgh victorious 7-2 versus Chicago. The exploits of first baseman Johnny Mize, who is tied for 4th in the National League with a .416 on-base percentage, helped the Pittsburgh Pirates defeat the Chicago Cubs 7-2. Mize went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. He scored 2 times and drove in 3. Johnny Smits got the win, improving to 8-3. I'm pretty sure that 8th win is the league's best. He pitched 8 innings, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs, while striking out 2 and walking 7. Pittsburgh now has a record of 20-20 with the win. The Pirates got a big at-bat from catcher Walker Cooper. For the game, Cooper was 2 for 5 with 2 triples, while scoring 2 times. In the bottom of the 1st, with a runner on first, he stroked a run-scoring triple, his 4th triple of the season. Gave Pittsburgh a 1-0 lead. Cooper called the win a lesson in teamwork. Johnny Pesky had 2 hits and 2 RBI in the game for the Chicago Cubs. He's hitting .353. For the Pirates, Johnny Mize, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored and 3 runs batted in. Walker Cooper with 2 hits and 2 runs scored and an RBI. Bob Elliott, the right fielder, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Pittsburgh first baseman Johnny Mize is the player of the game. The winning pitcher, Johnny Smits, the starter for Pittsburgh. He's now 8-3, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, both earned, 7 walks, 2 strikeouts, no homers. He threw 133 pitches. His ERA is 2.14. The losing pitcher, Red Ruffing, he's now 0-2 for the Cubs. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 10 hits allowed, 7 earned runs. He walked 3 and struck out 3, no homers. He threw 133 pitches. His ERA is 8.24. Walker Cooper, the Pirates catcher, has tied the National League regular season game record for triples with 2. The final score, the Pirates win at home over the Chicago Cubs 7-2. We continue with Showcase Sunday, and today we have a bonus. Before we get to the real-time sim, we have a bonus featured game. From Shibe Park, the Fighting Philadelphia Phillies host the Brooklyn Dodgers. The starting lineup for the Brooklyn Dodgers: the leadoff hitter, Jimmy Wasdell at first, Pete Reeser at third base, Enos Slaughter in right, the cleanup hitter, Sam Chapman in left field. He's hot. Center fielder, Barney McCoskey, Phil Rizzuto at short, Bobby Adams at second base, Frank Mancuso, the catcher, and the starting pitcher, batting ninth, Ray Scarborough. Scarborough in 7 games has a record of 1-3 and an ERA of 5.28 and a 1.51 whip. He's 28 years old. And the starting lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies: leadoff hitter, Pee Wee Reese at short, Billy Johnson, hot, at third base, Dixie Walker in right, cleanup hitter, Del Ennis, also has a flame by his name, in left, Aaron Robinson, the catcher, Wally Judnick in center, Cass Michaels at second base, Joe Cool, the first baseman, and the starting pitcher, batting ninth, Yule Blackwell. In 9 games, Blackwell has a record of 4-4 with a 3.27 ERA and a 1.25 whip. He's 23 years old. "17,000 fans in the stands, clear skies, 61 degrees, wind blowing out to right at 11 miles per hour. The Phillies are in 6th place in the National League with a record of 18-19. They are 11-9 at home. The Brooklyn Dodgers are in 4th place in the National League with a record of 21-18. They are 10-10 on the road. Let's play ball. Welcome, baseball fans, to Shibe Park. Philadelphia is set to play Brooklyn. The 4th-place Dodgers own a 21-18 record. Philadelphia, at 18-19, is perched in 6th in the National League. Philadelphia is playing well, having won 5 straight. Head-to-head, the Phillies are 4-3 against Brooklyn. Game on. Pitching for the Phillies is Yule Blackwell. He's 4-4 with a 3.27 ERA. Opponents are hitting .248 off the right-hander. Here's Jimmy Wasdale. The 2-1 pitch, fly ball center field, and he makes the catch, and we're underway. Here's the defense for the Philadelphia Phillies. Dale Ennis in left field, Wally Judnick in center, and Dixie Walker over in right. Billy Johnson, the third baseman. Pee Wee Reese at short. Haas Michaels at second base. Joe Cool at first, the battery. Aaron Robinson behind the plate. And on the mound, right-hand pitcher Yule Blackwell. Top of the first inning, the Dodgers at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. 1 out. Pete Reeser at third base for the Dodgers. The batter, left-hand hitter Enos Slaughter. Slaughter is the number 3 hitter, hitting .233 on the year, no homers, 13 runs batted in. The left-hand hitter facing the righty Blackwell. The pitch, the 2-2. That's a ground ball, weakly to second. He picks it up. He'll throw to first in time. Pete Reeser scores. That's out number 2. The Dodgers are on the board 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. 2 out. The batter, right-hand hitter Sam Chapman, will advance until there's a runner in scoring position. Entering the bottom of the first inning, Brooklyn leads 1-0. Here's the defense for the Brooklyn Dodgers. In left field, Sam Chapman. Barney McCoskey in center field. Enos Slaughter in right field. Pete Reeser at third. Phil Rizzuto, the shortstop. Bobby Adams at second base. And Jimmy Wasdale at first. The battery, behind the plate, Frank Mancuso. And on the mound, right-hander Ray Scarborough. Bottom of the first inning, the Phillies trail by a run. Will advance until there's a runner in scoring position. 1 out. The Phillies have Billy Johnson at third base and Dixie Walker at second. The batter, right-hand hitter Dale Ennis. He's the cleanup hitter. The left fielder is hitting .293 with 3 homers and 22 runs batted in. Right-hand pitcher versus the right-hand hitter. The delivery. That's it in the air to right field. He moves toward the foul line and he'll make the catch. The runner tagging at third and hit it home. He'll score. No throw by the right fielder. The Phillies tie the game 1-1. 2 out. Dixie Walker at second base. The batter, left-hand hitter Aaron Robinson. He's the number 5 hitter. The catcher is hitting .276, 1 homer, 16 runs batted in. Right-hand pitcher Scarborough now ready. He hits it sharply between the third and shortstop, and it's a base hit to left. The runner rounds third and he's hit it home. The throw home, and he's out at home. And that will end it. Phillies pick up a run, and the score is tied 1-1. Top of the second inning. Dodgers at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. We advance to the bottom of the second inning. Phillies at bat, advancing. Top of the third, bottom of the third, top of the fourth, top of the fourth inning. Dodgers at bat. Enos Slaughter at second base with 1 out. The batter, Sam Chapman, the right-hand hitter, facing the righty Blackwell in his 4th inning of work. Score tied 1-1. Here's the 1-out pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the second out. He missed the 2-2 pitch. Slaughter still at second, 2 out now, and the batter, left-hand hitter Barney McCoskey. He's the number 5 hitter. The center fielder is batting .282 with 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1. The righty Blackwell ready. The 0-1 pitch. That's it softly on the ground to the mound. The pitcher picks it up, throws the first in time, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left on. Dodgers and Phillies are tied 1-1. Bottom of the 4th inning, Phillies at bat, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. Top of the 5th. Top of the 5th inning, Dodgers at bat, 1 out. Bobby Adams at second base. The batter, right-hand hitter Frank Mancuso. Right-hand pitcher Blackwell on the mound. Here's the pitch. 3-1. And that misses, ball 4. And the batter will take his base. 1 out, 2 runners on. The batter, right-hand hitter Ray Scarborough. The pitcher, he's 1 for 13 on the season with a run batted in. 0 for 1 today. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that retires the side. Or is that the second? That's the second out, sorry. That's the second out. Adams at second, Mancuso at first. The left-hand hitter, Wasdell, will step in. He's the leadoff man. He's 0 for 2. Hitting .261 on the year. 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. The pitch from the righty, Blackwell, to the lefty, Wasdell. He gets that in the air to right field. Scarcely has to move and makes the catch to retire the side. 2 base runners in the inning, but Brooklyn fails to score. The game remains tied at 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Phillies at bat, advancing. 2 out. Cass Michaels on second base for the Philadelphia Phillies. Here at home in Shibe Park facing the Dodgers, the score tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th. The batter, right-hand hitter Pee Wee Reese, the leadoff man, hitting .314 on the year, 3 homers, 13 runs batted in. He's 0 for 2. The right-hand pitcher Scarborough in his 5th inning of work, now ready. That's in the air, and that's a base hit to left. The left fielder fields it. He's rounding third, and he's hit it home. The throw home by the left fielder is not in time. The run scores, giving the Phillies the 2-1 lead. RBI hit by Pee Wee Reese gives the Phillies the lead. Here's the right-hand hitter Billy Johnson, the number 2 hitter, hitting .309 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. Advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. We advance to the top of the 6th inning. The Phillies lead 2-1. Brooklyn at bat, advancing. Bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th, Phillies batting. 1 out. Dixie Walker at second base. The batter, the cleanup hitter, Del Ennis. The left fielder is hitting .291 on the year, 3 homers, 23 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 today with a run batted in. Right-hand pitcher Scarborough now ready. Here's the pitch. He misses, ball 4. The full count pitch misses, and the bases have 2 men on with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. The batter, left-hand hitter Aaron Robinson. The number 5 hitter is the catcher. He's 1 for 2 today, hitting .280 on the year. Righty versus lefty, the pitch. That's hit in the air to the second baseman. He catches the soft line drive, and both runners dive back in to avoid the twin killing. 2 away now. And here's the hitter, left-hand hitter Wally Judnick. He's 0 for 2. right-hander Scarborough with the 3-0 pitch. And that misses, ball 4. The bases loaded with 2 out. The Phillies lead by 1. The batter, right-hand hitter Case Michaels. The number 7 hitter is hitting .223. He's 2 for 2 today. The right-hand pitcher Scarborough delivers. And that misses, ball 4, and he walks home the 3rd run for the Phillies. Scarborough has walked 5 batters today. Philadelphia leads 3-1. Here's the left-hand hitter Joe Cool. He's the number 8 hitter. The first baseman's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from the righty Scarborough to the lefty Cool. That's in the air up the elevator shaft. The the catcher in foul ground will catch the pop-up to retire the side. 1 run, no hits, an error. They leave the bases loaded. Philadelphia, with a chance to score more, leads 3-1. Top of the 7th inning, the Dodgers at bat, trailing by 2, advancing until there's a runner in scoring position. The Dodgers have Phil Rizzuto on second base with 2 out. The batter, right-hand hitter Frank Mancuso. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air on the infield. The first baseman will catch it near the mound for the out, and that retires the side. No hits, 1 walk for Brooklyn. The score remains 3-1 Phillies over the Dodgers. Bottom of the 7th inning. Phillies at bat. We advance until there's a runner in scoring position. Top of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, Phillies at bat. Wally Judnick at second base. Cass Michaels at first with 2 out. The batter, left-hand hitter Joe Cool. The number 8 hitter. He's 0 for 3 today. New pitcher for the Dodgers, Russ Christopher on the mound, the righty. This is his first inning of work. Here's the pitch. He squares to bunt, and he missed. All right, Christopher back on the mound, now ready. Here's the 1-2. Hit sharply to the left field, and that's a base hit. The runner's rounding third, and he's hit it home. The throw home by the left fielder. The play at the plate. He's safe. Phillies add to their lead, now leading 4-1. Bottom of the 8th inning. We'll advance the half inning and see how much damage the Phillies do. They now lead by 3. We go to the top of the 9th inning. That 3-run lead holds. The Phillies lead 4-1. The Dodgers, top of the 9th, trailing by 3. We advance until there's a runner in scoring position or the game is over. And that's the ball game. Final score, the Philadelphia Phillies 4 and the Brooklyn Dodgers 1. Blackwell Phillies get the 4-1 win. Philadelphia Phillies starter Ewell Blackwell turned a whale of an effort into a win over the Brooklyn Dodgers. Final score 4-1, Philadelphia. The 5th place Phillies have won 6 in a row. Blackwell earned the win to move to 5-4. In his 9-inning performance, he scattered 3 hits, striking out 7 and walking 2. The right-hander allowed the Dodgers few scoring opportunities. I felt like I had pretty good command of mostly everything, said Blackwell. Pete Reeser had 2 hits for the Dodgers with a run scored, and that's about it. Only 3 hits for the game. For the Phillies, Cass Michaels, the Philly second baseman. 3 hits and 3 at-bats, a run scored and a run batted in, and a walk in the game. Pete Reeser for the Dodgers had his 6th stolen base. Phil Rizzuto his 4th. Philadelphia starting pitcher Yul Blackwell is the player of the game. He gets the win, now 5-4. 9 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 1 run not earned. He walked 2 and struck out 7. No homers. He threw 120 pitches. His ERA is 2.92. The losing pitcher, Ray Scarborough for the Dodgers. He's now 1-4. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 6 walks, and 1 strikeout. No homers, 99 pitches thrown. His ERA is 4.91. The final score, the Philadelphia Phillies win at home, 4-1. Now we look at the remaining schedule for Showcase Sunday. The Reds host the Cardinals in the remaining early games. The Giants host the Braves. Eddie Lopat, 7-1 with a 1.71 ERA in that one. Versus Branca for the Braves, 1-4 with a 5.40 ERA. The Senators host the Athletics. The Browns host the Guardians. Newhouser going for the Guardians. He's 4-5 with a 2.50 ERA. Passot going for the Browns. He's 6-2 with a 2.82 ERA. Red Sox hosting the Yankees. Virgil Trucks for the Yankees, 5-1 with a 2.16 ERA. The Pirates hosting the Cubs. Rowe versus Rowe in Game 2 of their doubleheader. For the Cubs, Preacher Rowe, 5-3 with a 2.93 ERA. And for the Pirates, Schoolboy Rowe, 5-3 with a 3.74 ERA. Game 2 of their twin bill, the Red Sox host the Yankees. It'll be Schumacher for the Red Sox, 1-5, versus Hafner for the Yanks, 3-2. White Sox host the Tigers in Game 2 of their twin bill. The Browns host the Guardians. Senators host the Athletics. Reds hosting the Cardinals. Bannon for the Cards is 4-0 with a 0.94 ERA. And finally, the Giants host the Braves in Game 2 of their doubleheader. Okay. It's time for the real-time sim. We look at the finals that we have already. In the National League, the Phillies 4-1 over Brooklyn. Pirates beat the Cubs 7-2 in Game 1 of their twin bill. And the Tigers beat the White Sox 9-1. Now we'll see the rest of the games unfold in real time. In the lower right hand, you can see the top performers so far for those of you who are watching. Top of the first inning, the Braves take a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers. Joe DiMaggio hits a sac fly, scoring hop. The Yankees take a 2-0 lead in the first inning over the Red Sox. Ernie Lombardi triple, scoring Kiner and Tucker. The Yankees take a 3-0 lead. Mickey Whitek reaches on an error. Lombardi scores. And Paul Mullen grounds into a fielder's choice, scoring Whitek. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 4-0 in the first inning. The Giants take a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Dick Wakefield singles, scoring Herman and Boudreau. The St. Louis Browns take a 2-0 lead over the Cleveland Guardians. Bobby Brown doubles, scoring Stanky and Pafko. The Browns take a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Rudy York doubles, scoring Brown. The Red Sox put a run on the board. Now they trail the Yankees 4-1. Charlie Keller singles, scoring Hack. The New York Giants score in the bottom of the second inning. Lou Boudreau grounds into a fielder's choice. Etten scores. The St. Louis Cardinals take a 1-0 lead over the Reds in the top of the third. Jim Russell doubles. Rigney scores. The Giants take a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the second inning. Goody Rosen singles home Yost. The Giants take a 5-1 lead in the bottom of the second. Kathy Wright singles home Boudreau. And in the bottom of the second inning, the Giants take a 7-1 lead over the Boston Braves. Dick Wakefield singles home Rosen and Wright. The Braves score a run in the top of the third inning. Joe DiMaggio singles home Hop. The St. Louis Browns take a 4-0 lead over the Guardians in the bottom of the third inning. Rudy York singles home Pafko. St. Louis Browns take a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. Buddy Lewis doubles. Wait a minute. Yes, Buddy Lewis doubles. Wagner scores. The Yankees take a 6-1 lead over the Boston Red Sox in the top of the fourth. Ralph Kiner hits a 2-run home run. The St. Louis Cardinals lead the Cincinnati Reds 2-0 in the top of the fifth inning as Johnny Rigney hits a solo home run. Boston is now trailing the Giants 7-3 as Eddie Fletcher doubles home Kerr. The Braves now are trailing 7-5 in the top of the fourth inning versus the Giants as Red Shending singles home Schultz and Fletcher. The Yankees take a 7-1 lead in the top of the fourth inning as Ernie Lombardi hits a solo home run. The Cardinals lead the Reds 3-0 in the top of the fifth inning. Bama Rao singles home McCormick. The Senators take a 2-0 lead over the Philadelphia Athletics in the bottom of the fifth inning. Carden Gillenwater hits a 2-run home run. In the Cardinal-Reds game in the top of the sixth inning, Johnny Rigney has pitched 5 no-hit innings for the Cardinals. The Browns take a 6-0 lead over the Guardians in the bottom of the 5th inning. Grady Hatton singles home Brown. The Giants lead the Braves 9-5 in the bottom of the 5th. Eddie Yost hits a 2-run home run. The Philadelphia Athletics score a run in the top of the 6th. They now trail the Senators 2-1. Don Ross for the A's singles home Edwards. The Giants now lead 10-5 over the Braves as Lou Boudreau doubles home Herman in the bottom of the 5th. Guardians score a run in the top of the 7th. Catfit Metkovich doubles. Kramer scores. The Cardinals take a 4-0 lead in the top of the 7th as Bama Ryle doubles home McCormick. For the Cardinals, Bama Ryle has 4 hits in the game. The Giants now lead the Braves 12-5 as Nick Etten doubles home Wright and Wakefield. The New York Giants now lead the Boston Braves 13-5 as Taffy Wright singles home Herman. In the Giants-Braves game, Taffy Wright has 4 hits for the Giants. We have a final. The St. Louis Browns defeat the Cleveland Guardians 6-1. Winning pitcher is Passau. He's 7-2. The loser is Newhouser. Now he's 4-6. A final. The Senators defeat the Athletics 2-1. Winning pitcher Raffensperger. The loser Breachin. The Cincinnati Reds put a run on the board in the bottom of the 8th inning. Babe Young singles home Galan. They trailed the Cardinals 4-1. Reds put another run in the bottom of the 8th. Frankie Hayes singles home Kurowski, and now they trail 4-2 versus the Cardinals. The Yankees add another run in the top of the 9th. They're leading the Red Sox 8-1. Dick Culler walks home Lombardi. We have a final in the Yankees-Red Sox game. The Yankees win 8-1. Virgil Trucks gets the win. He's 6-1. The loser is Bonham. He's 2-4. A final in the Giants game. They defeat the Braves 13-5. Eddie Lopat gets the win. He's 8-1. Branca the loss. He's 1-5. The Reds take a 5-4 lead over the Cardinals as Augie Galan hits a 3-run home run. We have a final. The Cincinnati Reds defeat the St. Louis Cardinals 5-4. The winning pitcher is Gables. He's 1-0. The loser is Wassell. He's 3-1. The Reds walk it off and defeat the Cardinals. The Guardians, in Game 2 of their twin bill, take a 1-0 lead in the top of the 1st. Doc Kramer doubles home Waitkus. Cleveland takes a 2-0 lead in the top of the 1st inning as Bob Kennedy singles home Kramer. The Senators trail the A's 1-0 in the top of the first inning as Yogi Berra singles home Cox. The White Sox and Tigers begin their second game. The Sox take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning as Willard Marshall singles home Kell. The Braves take a 1-0 lead over the Giants in Game 2 of their twin bill in the top of the second inning. Emo Verbin singles home Fletcher. The Yankees take a 1-0 lead over the Red Sox in the top of the second of their second game. Dick Culler singles home Whitehead. The Cubs take a 1-0 lead over the Pirates in the top of the second inning. Les Moss grounds into a double play. Lowry scores. The Cardinals take a 1-0 lead over the Reds in the second inning. Birdie Tibbetts hits a sac fly. Rowell scores. The Tigers tie the game in the top of the second inning against the White Sox. Farrell Anderson hits a sac fly, scoring Ryan. The Tigers take a 3-1 lead over the White Sox in the top of the second inning. Gil Torres singles home Lobbs and Majeski. The Pirates tie the game versus the Cubs in the bottom of the second inning. Al Evans singles home Stevens. The Reds tie the score with the Cardinals 1-1 in the bottom of the second. Guy Cutright doubles home Young. The Braves take a 2-0 lead over the Giants in the top of the third. Joe DiMaggio doubles home Hop. The Browns get on the board versus the Guardians, trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the third inning. Buddy Lewis doubles home Hegan. The Braves take a 3-0 lead over the Giants in the top of the third. Jeff Heath singles, DiMaggio scores. The St. Louis Browns tie the game versus the Guardians 2-2 in the bottom of the third. Andy Pafko singles home Lewis. The Philadelphia A's take a 2-0 lead over the Senators. Les Fleming doubles home Gordon. The A's take a 3-0 lead in the top of the third as Dane Clay hits a sac fly. Berra scores. The Cubs take a 2-1 lead over the Pirates in the top of the fourth inning. Preacher Rose singles, Lowry scores. The Tigers lead the White Sox 4-1 in the top of the fourth. Farrell Anderson singles home Lobbs. The Red Sox tie the Yankees 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Billy Jurgis walks home Hermansky. The Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-1 now as Ken O'Day singles home Suter and Walker. The Giants get on the board versus the Braves. They now trail 3-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nick Edden singles home Wakefield. The Cardinals take a 3-1 lead over the Reds in the top of the fourth. Jim Russell singles home Sturgeon and Tibbetts. The White Sox are on the board. They trail the Tigers 4-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jake Early grounds out. Northey scores. The Sox draw closer as Cecil Travis doubles home Marshall. It's now 4-3 in favor of the Tigers. The Browns go ahead of the Guardians in the bottom of the fifth inning. Joe Medvick singles home Stanky. The Yankees draw closer to the Red Sox in the top of the fifth. Mickey Whitehead singles home Tucker. The Browns lead the Guardians in the bottom of the fifth. Bobby Brown hits a sac fly, scoring Lewis. The Red Sox increase their lead versus the Yankees in the bottom of the fifth inning. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Cavaretta scores. The Reds draw closer to the Cardinals in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bucky Walters singles home Miller. The A's increase their lead, shutting out the Senators 4-0 in the top of the sixth. Hank Edwards singles home Newsom. The Pirates take the lead versus the Cubs in the bottom of the sixth as Johnny Mize hits a 3-run shot. That's his 7th home run of the season. He He's now leading the top performers. He's 4 for 6, 2 doubles, a homer, and 6 runs batted in. That's in both games, though. The Guardians draw closer to the Browns in the top of the 7th. Eddie Lake hits a sac fly, scoring Lamano. And now they tie the game. Joe Gordon singles home Russell. Cleveland and the Browns are tied 4-4. The Cubs take back the lead from the Pirates in the top of the 7th inning as Chuck Workman hits a 3-run home run of his own. Cubs lead the Pirates 5-4. That's his first homer of the season. The White Sox tie the game versus the Tigers in the bottom of the 7th. Willard Marshall triples home Northie. The Pirates tie the game versus the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th. Bob Elliott hits a sac fly. Roberge scores. The White Sox take the lead over the Tigers in the bottom of the 7th. Lonnie Fry doubles home Marshall. The White Sox increase their lead to 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th as Joe Dobson hits a sac fly, scoring Fry. The Cardinals lead the Reds 4-2 in the top of the 7th. Stuffy Sternweiss hits a sac fly, scoring Cullenbine. The Cardinals increase their lead to 5-2 in the top of the 7th as Bertie Tebbett singles home Rowell. The Browns take the lead over the Guardians 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning as Eddie Stanky singles home Hegan. The Browns increase their lead to 6-4 in the 8th, bottom of the 8th, as Buddy Lewis singles home Eddie Stanky. We have a final. The Red Sox defeat the Yankees 4-2. The winner, Schumacher, 2-5. The loser, Hafner, he's now 3-3. The Cubs take the lead over the Pirates in the top of the 9th. Oscar Judd singles home Mayo. We have a final with the Browns Guardians. The Browns win 6-4 at home. Feller, the winner, 7-4. The loser, Spa, now 3-5. The Philadelphia Senators game, the A's versus Senators game. Masterson has pitched a 4-hit shutout. We have a final. 4-0 Philadelphia over the Senators. The winning pitcher, Masterson, he's 3-4. The loser, Kramer, now 2-5. The Cardinals now lead the Reds 6-2 in the top of the 8th. Bama Rao singles home Keltner. Bama Rao now has 4 hits in the game. I think he had 4 hits in the last game. The Tigers take a 7-6 lead over the White Sox in the top of the 9th inning. Gil Torres triples, Majeski, Salkeld, and Anderson score. Base-clearing triple. We have a final with the Braves and Giants. The Braves defeat the Giants on the road 3-1. The winner, Coleman, now 2-2. The loser, Nigling, he's now 4-4. The Tigers take a 8-6 lead over the White Sox in the top of the 9th. Eddie Robinson hits a sac fly, scoring Torres. We have a final in the Cubs-Pirates game. The Cubs win. Final score 6-5. The winner is Rowe. The loser is Rowe. We have a final in the Sox-Tigers game. The Tigers defeat the White Sox 8-6, completing the sweep. The winner, Erickson, he's 2-0. The loser, Dobson, he's 4-5. The Reds score in the bottom of the 9th. They now trail the Cardinals 6-3. Frankie Hayes grounds out, Cutright scoring. The Cardinals draw closer. It's now 6-4, bottom of the 9th. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Garagiola scores. We have a final. The Reds lose to the Cardinals at home, 6-4. The winner, Fannin. The loser, he's 5-0. The loser, Walters, he's now 3-5. Okay, week 6 is now in the books. Let's see where we stand. The Tigers lead the Yankees by a game. The White Sox by 3. White Sox have won 8 of 10, but they've lost their last 2. The Browns have won 3 straight. In the National League, the Cubs lead the Giants by a game, the Cardinals by 2, and the Dodgers by 2.5. The Phillies have won 8 of 10 and 6 in a row. Stay tuned for a full recap in next week's It's Monday. This is the Sim Baseball Vision.